So, a very good morning to all of you. I hope all of you can see and hear me clearly. And as usual, all of you know by now that we meet at 10 o'clock every day and discuss an article. Today, I have taken up an article which will contain some formal sounding words, which is a change from yesterday. Yesterday, we picked up an article which was informal, full of humor, right? And sometimes it was easy to, it was easy to understand the reference, and sometimes it was difficult. Today, as a change, we have taken up, I have chosen an article which is quite formal, right? And it is from an editorial article of the Hindu, and we will keep on changing the sources, right? So all of you know by now that we discuss each and every article clearly, each and every word, and we try to improve our vocabulary. We also try to improve our overall reading skills. So that is what we do in these classes, right? So very good morning to all of you. I hope everything is clear. Now, before I go ahead any further, let me quickly tell you about the YouTube schedule. This is something which most of you already know about. In case you do not know it, you can probably take a screenshot and make use of it. Make use in the sense that throughout the day, you keep on getting some session or the other, which will definitely be of help when you appear, when you prepare for CAT and other MBA entrance exams, right? So it is something which happens throughout the day and throughout the week, right? And one more thing, there is this all India free mega mock challenge, which is going to be, it's going to be live from the 12th to the 14th of June, and it is something which is specific to DI and LR. So if you want to measure how well prepared you are with respect to other people who are preparing for the same exam, you should definitely take this mock, right? And let's begin with the question, right? To break the ice, the question which I've given you is from IFT 2019, and this is a combination of vocabulary and grammar. So IFT में बहुत सारे questions ऐसे पूछते हैं, right? Try it out. I'll give you 30 seconds and then we can discuss. I think everybody is clear. Okay, one of you was asking me, Himanshu, facing a lot of issues while comprehension, how to solve this issue. Himanshu, the issue in comprehension could be because of many reasons. One, lack of familiarity with words, right? Number one is this. Number two, reading is not an activity which you are familiar with. So ये जो चीजें है vocabulary कम होना या फिर reading skills develop नहीं है, right? Those are things which can be tried and developed only by practice. So that is what we do. So I would suggest that Himanshu follow the session which I'm taking now, right? And उसमें जैसे मैं हर line को interpret करता हूँ, हर sentence का meaning के core तक पहुँचता हूँ, उसी तरह you should also try that on your own, right? So I hope it is all clear. So many people are saying the answer is A. Right, many people are saying his answer is A. Okay, Tendulkar, Aniket, Meena. So many people are saying answer is A. Okay, what about others? Right, now here if you notice, do it by simple elimination. Right, now if you look at it, the word LOSE, lose, is basically a verb, right? And it means kho jana. It is if you look at it, the third form of the word is lost, right? Second form and third form of the word is lost, right? On the other hand, the word lose, LOOSE, lose, 90% of times it is used as an adjective. It means dhila, right? The word lose can also be used as a verb, but that is very rare. It means खुला छोड़ देना, to free, right? That is something which is very rarely used. So you can use what is commonly used and find out. So of course, when this is wrong, you cannot lose a LOOSE, lose a fish नहीं हो सकता. So the answer will have to be from A and D, right? Now the line feels laws. Now here you require the line feels you require an adjective. This is a verb that is used here, so I cannot use the verb. So the answer which is left is A. Right, everybody is clear, right? Aniket is saying हाउ मच टाइम शुड आई गिव टू वोकेबलरी? वेल, ऐसा अलग सा नहीं है, लेकिन इफ यू रीड फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो हम अभी पैसेजेस पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें भी यू विल कम अक्रॉस 15-20 वर्ड्स, राइट? सो अलग से वोकेबलरी में टाइम देने के बजाय जो भी आर्टिकल्स में रोज पढ़ता हूँ उसमें 10-15 वर्ड्स यू विल ऑलवेज कम अक्रॉस, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो इनफ, राइट? एंड Nimishi, yesterday's article was good. So ये ढूंढते हैं because we do not find, we cannot come across articles like that every day, right? So let's see जब मिलता है, and it's also important to keep on changing the genre, right? मतलब कभी कभी humorous होना चाहिए, कभी कभी serious, so we will keep on changing that, so that will keep on happening. So everybody is clear with this question? This is IFT 2019. Option D में क्या गलत है? Because the line feels, right? So the line feels heavy, the line feels light, एक adjective चाहिए, और यहाँ loose तो verb है, so we cannot use it here. ठीक है, all clear? So if you notice यहाँ मैंने parts of speech भी काफी यूज किया है, and by the way knowledge of the basics like this will definitely help you eliminate the answers. ठीक है, ये clear है? Everybody got it, I hope. Now let's move to the next, to the article. The article, you will see, this is something which contains a lot of formal language. It's very different from yesterday's article. मैंने जानबूझ के लिया है because you should be able to interpret every kind of article, चाहे वो किसी भी type का हो, right? Difficult language, easy language, humorous, serious, we should be exposed to everything, right? So Krishna, we can take previous year's question papers, वो भी करेंगे, right? But let's also understand that the session that we take in this particular class, right, 10 o'clock, it is supposed to be for developing reading habits. ठीक है, so ये अलग सा चलता रहेगा. Previous year question के discussions we will also take up. Don't worry, I will probably take it up a little bit later on when we get closer to the exams. ठीक है, as of now we can probably, I'll think of it next month most probably, right? All clear, I think, right? Now I hope this is, everybody is reading it. 20 seconds लगेगा to read this article, right? Not this article, sorry, this slide, right? So let's see, right? Now there are many words, right? Some of you are asking me how much of time should we give to vocab. If you read enough like this, you will see that first slide में ही बहुत सारे words है which might be new, right? And if you notice, every day if you do like this, you are naturally exposed to high frequency words, right? So ये words जो है हम जो पढ़ रहे हैं, it will keep on repeating, right? Let's see, what is the meaning of strident? Strident means very loud, or in fact harsh. Loud or harsh, right? So loud हमेशा साउंड से रिलेट होना जरूरी नहीं है. स्ट्रिडेंट क्रिटिसिज्म मतलब हार्श क्रिटिसिज्म, ठीक है, right? So Sachin Tendulkar pointing out a good thing. What your intemperate, right, is something which was about ice cream. Cat 2008 का passage है वो, right? Cat 2008 का passage है, right? So yes, it is if you notice, that is what is the case. High frequency words ऐसे ही मिलते हैं when we read things like this, right? Now what is disaffection? Disaffection basically is a state of dissatisfaction. Affection का opposite मान के चलो. Affection means लगाव, प्यार, right? So disaffection means when you are dissatisfied. It's a formal word. We use it mostly for government or authority के खिलाफ जब हम dissatisfied होते हैं, we use it like that. ठीक है? So criticism will not amount to an attempt to excite disaffection and disloyalty towards the government. Now everybody is clear so far, I think. What is the meaning of archaic? Right. Disaffection is dissatisfaction. What is the meaning of archaic? Archaic means old or outdated. I hope everybody can understand this. Archaic, archaeology, archives, सारे same root से आया हुआ है. Archaic means old or outdated. Now, everybody is clear. Now let me ask you, what is the meaning of this word colonial? हम colonial क्यों बोलते हैं? What is the meaning of this word colonial? Colonial मतलब क्या हुआ? Colonial in fact is a word derived from the word colony, but in Indian history, right, we will understand colonial मतलब British Raj से related, because the Britishers, they ruled over India, they colonized India for a long time, 200 centuries के आसपास, 200 years के आसपास, right? So that is why we take it like that. ठीक है, so colonial basically means British राज के जमाने के, राइट, जो ब्रिटिश राज से रिलेटेड, सो दैट इज बेसिकली कॉलोनियल, ठीक है। सो कॉलोनी से रिलेटेड है, ओल्ड टाइम्स, एवरीबॉडी से, हाँ ओल्ड है, आर्केक इज ओल्ड, बट कॉलोनियल डज नॉट सिंपली मीन ओल्ड. The Britishers had India as a colony. So that system was called colonization, and that period we can refer to it as colonial period. Everybody is clear with this, I hope, right? All clear, I think. So colonial period is that, right? Now intemperate kya hai? One of you pointed out that the word intemperate occurred in, it's a highly occurring word. Intemperate basically means not moderate, right? Uncontrolled, ठीक है. सो इनटेम्परेट अटैक का मतलब क्या हुआ? एन अटैक दैट इज नॉट कंट्रोल्ड, नॉट रेस्ट्रेन्ड, ठीक है, नॉट रेस्ट्रेन्ड, नॉट कंट्रोल्ड, right, not moderate. So therefore when you attack in an intemperate manner, it can mean harsh attack also, ठीक है. So incumbent basically means in power now, in power at present, right? So incumbent, so you know it already, right? So would be met with fierce prosecution. What is prosecution? Okay, Ayush is saying subjugation. नहीं, subjugation थोड़ा different है, right? हाँ, subjugation probably you are speaking about colonial. Subjugation is a noun, right? Colonial is an adjective. So the British subjugated us. That practice was called colonialism. ठीक है, right? Now probably that is what you are referring to, correct? Right now, what is prosecution? Prosecution is basically nothing else but the legal process of charging, accusing, and and trying to punish. Not the whole process. If you prosecute a person, you are following the legal procedure of punishing, right? Not exactly punishing, शुरू से लेके मतलब charge करना, accuse करना, charge sheet file करना, court ले जाना, that entire process is called prosecution, right? Litigation basically, ठीक है, all clear, right? So prosecution is a case fought in court, हाँ मतलब related है, not exactly the same. So when you prosecute a person, that means the person is punished, right, through the legal process, ठीक है, punishment through the legal process, ठीक है, right? Now what is sedition? What can anybody point out what is sedition? Sedition अभी तक तो this is a word which I would expect everybody to know, right? पिछले 7-8 years में ये बहुत हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी यूज में आ गया. सेडिशन इज बेसिकली लोगों को उकसाना, टू प्रोवोक पीपल टू गो अगेंस्ट द गवर्नमेंट, राइट? सरकार के खिलाफ लोगों को उकसाना, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेडिशन, ठीक है. सो दैट इज अ क्राइम, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? एनीवे, सेडिशन इज यूज्ड, मिसयूज्ड, अब्यूज्ड, एंड इफ यू नोटिस straight away you will know from the first paragraph that the author is going to speak out against misuse of this provision called sedition, ठीक है, right? So that is what we can easily understand, ठीक है, right? So sedition is anti national, against the country, हाँ मतलब it means it's, देखो इसका exact meaning is to provoke people to go against the government violently, government के खिलाफ, not simply opposing, right? So government के खिलाफ जाने के लिए violently provoke करना, उकसाना, right? That is called sedition, ठीक है. So inciting people for violent opposition to the government, not just simple criticism, criticize करना नहीं. So that is sedition. Now आगे जाके we will actually get to know more about it, ठीक है. All clear, I think? Yes. Incite, provoke बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है. Inciting people, provoking people to go against the government, right? Next slide is this. Now in the next slide you will see exactly what the author is talking about. Easily समझ में आ जाएगा. Let's see. 30 seconds to read this. Right, and you can see if you are reading it, you can see the so Sumant Kumar, right? So Sumant Kumar, Sushil Kumar is prosecuted by Delhi police. So you can say that. Okay. Now Aniket, what happened in US, right? well depends वो सेडिशन के ऊपर वो कैसे डिफाइन करें, राइट. सो यू कैन से दैट व्हाट हैपेंड इन यूएस, राइट. यू पीपल कॉल इट द इंसरेक्शन, राइट. सो वो डिपेंड करता है लॉ के हिसाब से, इंडियन लॉ के हिसाब से, राइट. सेडिशन इज बेसिकली वायलेंटली वायलेंस, सरकार के खिलाफ वायलेंस करने के लिए उकसाना, राइट. इसमें यू विल सी इसका सेडिशन का डेफिनेशन क्या है क्या नहीं है, वो कोर्ट के हिसाब से डेफिनेशन साफ साफ यू विल बी एबल टू रीड इट. ठीक है. नाउ सो सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज क्वाश्ड बेसिकली मींस डिसमिस्ड, खारिज कर देना, राइट. सो क्वाश्ड बेसिकली मींस डिसमिस्ड. क्या डिसमिस किया? अ क्रिमिनल केस अगेंस्ट जर्नलिस्ट विनोद दुआ, राइट, बाय इन्वोकिंग हियर मींस अप्लाइंग अ लॉ और अ रूल. ठीक है. सो the Supreme Court has dismissed a case against a journalist. The name of the journalist is Vinod Dua, right, and the case has been dismissed by using an interpretation. So invoking means, agar if I use the word invoke for God, it would mean to call upon, right, but if I use it for law, it means to apply a certain law. So what did they apply, right? So they applied the law of sedition, right. So what did the court say? The court said that every journalist is entitled to protection, right. Comments, however strongly worded, expressing disapprobation. Disapprobation basically means strong disapproval. ठीक है. So disapprobation means strong disapproval. Approbation therefore means approval. थोड़ा फॉर्मल टाइप का वर्ड है, कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, दैट इज व्हाई दे आर यूजिंग स्लाइटली फॉर्मल वर्ड्स हियर. ठीक है, राइट. सो ऑल क्लियर, right. So disapprobation of actions of the government without exciting those feelings which generate the inclination to cause public disorder would not be penal. Penal means punishable, right. So if you look at it, the word penal is connected, so here it means punishable. So what is the court's ruling? The court's ruling is that simply disapproving of the government is not enough to be called sedition. Sedition के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? डिसऑर्डर बाय एक्ट्स ऑफ वायलेंस, ये होना जरूरी है. सो अगर ये नहीं है तो इट विल नॉट बी पनिशेबल. सो दिस वाज द प्रिंसिपल यूज्ड बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन डिसमिसिंग द केस अगेंस्ट द जर्नलिस्ट कॉल्ड विनोद दुआ. एवरीबॉडी इज क्लियर, आई होप सबको समझ में आया, राइट. सो दिस इज वेयर इफ यू नोटिस the author of this article is highlighting what exactly is sedition and how does the court interprets it, and by default he is also pointing out that many people including the government and governments misuse sedition. आगे जाके बताएगा, राइट. sedition actually क्या है कोर्ट ने बता दिया, लेकिन the person was booked for sedition. so sedition था ही नहीं, sedition का केस बनता ही नहीं था. ठीक है, that is according to the Supreme Court's order. ठीक है, everybody is clear with this, I hope. No problems, I think, right. So all the words, this is more of a this is more of a descriptive thing which summarizes the whole thing, right. And if you notice, the tone is very serious. The author is highlighting what is wrong here. ठीक है, next slide is this. Next slide is this. Let's see, 30 seconds and let's see. Now यहाँ right at the beginning, has come a long way is an idiom. So also try to guess. All of you would know probably. If you do not, try to guess. Right. So the law on sedition has come a long way from the formulation of British era judges. Omar, read it for some time. So there are just two words which I have highlighted, right. But still I would say that we should be careful about the meaning here. So here you will notice sedition का मतलब क्या था और क्या होना चाहिए, right. Sedition ब्रिटिश जमाने में क्या था और more rational क्या है ब्रिटिश जमाने के हिसाब से, ब्रिटिश जमाने के टाइम में, right. Sedition, ये sedition वाला law by the way is something which was framed by the Britishers. It was done by the Britishers, and अलग ये चीज है कि ये अभी तक यूज हो रहा है. ठीक है, इसके काफी चर्चे भी हो रहा है. If you notice, one Supreme Court ruling says that it's time to define this also properly. ठीक है, so has come a long way मतलब a lot has changed, right. So has come a long way मतलब बहुत चेंज हो चुका है, एक जमाने में क्या था आजकल क्या हो गया, थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड, ठीक है। सो इन ब्रिटिश टाइम्स law of sedition says that feelings of disaffection means dissatisfaction. So feelings of dissatisfaction towards the government, connote basically means to imply, ठीक है, imply, indirectly mean, right? So imply or to indirectly mean. Sorry. So connote means to imply or to mean indirectly. So if you are dissatisfied, Britishers के हिसाब से, if you are dissatisfied with the government, it means hatred, enmity, dislike. All other strong words are also meant, right? So सरकार से dissatisfied होना इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि enemy है, ठीक है. Now this is what the Britishers used to think of. The second and the more rational reading is pernicious, basically means harmful. ठीक है. So harmful and evil. So pernicious is harmful, or you can say evil. So sedition has two interpretations. One which was given by the Britishers. The other one is the more rational one, right? So Aniket, connotation as a word comes from connote, correct? ठीक है. So connotation comes from the word connote. So connotation means the indirect meaning. ठीक है. सो आई होप थिंग्स आर क्लियर. वर्ड से ज्यादा यहाँ पे सेडिशन ब्रिटिशर्स के हिसाब से अगर सरकार को क्रिटिसाइज करोगे, दैट मीन्स एनिमिटी है, हेट्रेड है. ये रैशनल नहीं है. रैशनल क्या है? जब हार्मफुल टेंडेंसी हो तभी सेडिशन अप्लाई करो, right? So harmful tendency to create public disorder. So that would be the only case for sedition. So this is the reality, right? Now everybody is clear with this, I think. Inner enmity basically means enmity means enemy होना, right? Enmity is the noun form of the word enemy. Enemy भी एक noun है, enemy person है, और जो feeling है किसी enemy में, that is called enmity. Right. Now, yes, Sachin, yes, pernicious is an antonym of salubrious. So salubrious is something which is good, right? Something which promotes health, which is good. So that is called salubrious. Okay? Right. Pointing out good thing, right? So yes, Siddharth Tiwari, yes, enmity is दुश्मनी की भावना. Correct, right? Everybody is clear अभी तक. Sedition के दो मतलब, एक मतलब जो ब्रिटिशर्स ने निकाले थे, आजकल सरकार वही यूज कर रहे हैं. और रियल मीनिंग क्या है? जब तक वायलेंस का मीनिंग ना हो तब तक सेडिशन नहीं होना चाहिए. सिंपली क्रिटिसाइज करना was not sedition, is not sedition. ठीक है. Now all clear, I think. Okay. Now next slide is this. Quickly look at this. This is where you will see the author is critical of the government, right? So critical of the government for misusing a law, right? ये तो in fact this is not my opinion. This is the author's, the newspaper's opinion. By the way, ये बहुत होता है. Let's see. Now you will see 20 seconds. Read it. Okay, Ayush, can we add some questions after each editorial? Yes, कर सकते हैं, right? So we can probably start it from 2-3 days afterwards. We can do it. What you're saying makes sense, right? Because एक दो questions will definitely test whether you have understood the passage properly or not. करेंगे, Ayush, good suggestion. We will keep it in mind, right? So good suggestion, because एक दो questions will definitely test whether you understood the passage, right? करेंगे, no problem. That's a good thing. Good suggestion. Okay, right. Let's see. So it appears that everybody has read it. I hope everybody, yet it appears. Why is he saying yet? Right. It is very clearly defined that sedition में अगर violence का मतलब नहीं हो, violence वाला meaning नहीं हो, तो sedition apply नहीं करेंगे. लेकिन he is pointing out that every generation needs a judicial iteration. Iteration means assertion, ठीक है, statement, clarification. So he is telling you that ये सब जानते हुए भी, राइट, जुडिशरी को इंटरफेयर करना क्यों पड़ रहा है, राइट? मीनिंग दिस लॉ इज मिसयूज्ड. जुडिशरी कोर्ट को हमेशा स्टेटमेंट देना पड़ता है कि सेडिशन ये नहीं, सेडिशन वो है, राइट. एंड ही सेइंग दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ टू रीजंस. व्हाट इज द रीजन? द फर्स्ट रीजन इज दैट दिस सेक्शन 124A related to sedition, it remains on the statute book. Statute basically means law. ठीक है. सो दो रीजंस है, राइट. हमें सबको पता है कि सेडिशन क्या है क्या नहीं है, लेकिन हर बार कोर्ट को क्लैरिफाई करना पड़ रहा है. एंड ये दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ टू रीजंस. नंबर वन इज दैट सेडिशन लॉ इज स्टिल इन द लॉ बुक, राइट. एंड सेकेंड, powerful political figures and their minions are unable to take criticism in their stride. मतलब ये criticism बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाते. ठीक है. और यहाँ पे मिनियंस का मतलब, कैन एनीबडी पॉइंट आउट? मिनियंस मींस लोअर बीइंग्स, राइट. यहाँ पे मिनियंस को बहुत नेगेटिव तरीके से यूज किया जा रहा है. डू यू अग्री विथ मी व्हेन आई से दैट मिनियन मतलब यहाँ पे चमचा? मिनियंस मींस चमचे. डू यू अग्री? Right, so do you agree? Chamche, right. Minions basically means chamche. So Aniket is saying start something from one daily RC with questions. Daily RC शायद मुश्किल होगा. We will probably have it once or twice a week. So probably cat questions को ही उठा के करेंगे. We will take it up. Let's see how it works out. करेंगे, no issues, right? So let's see. So powerful political figures and their minions. Minions यहाँ पे मतलब चमचा, चमचे, right? So political parties, politicians and their chamches, right, they are not able to accept criticism. इसलिए ये sedition use हो रहा है. ठीक है. Now, and if you notice, enacted to put down journalistic, so colonial administration मतलब ये ब्रिटिश जमाने में यूज किया गया था. This sedition law was done, it was passed to suppress journalism during the British Raj. और आजकल यहाँ यूज हो रहा है, right. So nowadays, what is the meaning of vanity? Vanity means pride. राइट. ये कॉलोनियल ब्रिटिश राज के जमाने की बात है. ठीक है. एंड इट इज यूज्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट टू प्रोटेक्ट देयर प्राइड. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द केस. ओके. स्ट्राइड, अनिकेत. स्ट्राइड बेसिकली मींस टू वॉक. ठीक है. यहाँ पे टेक, इट्स एन एंटायर इडियम अनिकेत. टू टेक समथिंग इन देयर स्ट्राइड मीनिंग टू एक्सेप्ट इट, राइट. मतलब बर्दाश्त करना. सो टू टेक समथिंग इन देयर स्ट्राइड मीनिंग टू बर्दाश्त करना. सो क्रिटिसिज्म बर्दाश्त करना इज टेकिंग क्रिटिसिज्म इन देयर स्ट्राइड. सो इट्स एन इडियम. ठीक है. क्लियर है. स्ट्राइड मतलब एक वॉक, एक एक कदम इज कॉल्ड अ स्ट्राइड. ठीक है. क्लियर है. एवरीबॉडी इज क्लियर. सो इफ आई आस्क यू टेक अ स्ट्राइड, इट मींस एक कदम आगे बढ़ो. ठीक है. सो वन स्ट्राइड मीन्स वन कदम. सो इट कैन यूज इट एज अ वर्ब एज वेल एज अ नाउन. कैन यूज इट एज अ वर्ब एज वेल एज अ नाउन. ठीक है. राइट. All clear, right. Now if you notice, what is this fig leaf, right? Can anybody point out? It said this is a humorous. थोड़ा सा क्रिटिसिज्म में सरकार को क्रिटिसाइज करते वक्त the author is using humor also. What is fig leaf? Fig leaf, fig एक एक मतलब फ्रूट है. ठीक है. एंड इफ यू नोटिस फिग लीफ का मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है, राइट. आई टेल यू द सीक्वेंस. सो राइट. नाउ क्या कर रहे हैं सरकार जो है, वैनिटी को अपने वैनिटी को बचा रहे, मतलब प्राइड को जो बचा रहे. किसके आड़ में? पब्लिक ऑर्डर एंड सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द स्टेट. दे आर टेकन एज एक्सक्यूजेस टू प्रोटेक्ट द government's pride. That is what is the author saying. And fig leaf को कैसे? Fig leaf is basically used for something that is used to hide in a very shameful manner. I'll give you the example. पुराने ग्रीक और लैटिन स्कल्पचर्स देखो. पुराने स्कल्पचर्स, वेस्टर्न स्कल्पचर्स में फिग लीव्स आर यूज्ड टू हाइड द प्राइवेट पार्ट्स ऑफ द स्कल्पचर्स. ठीक है. सो उसी तरह यूज किया जा रहा है. सो दैट मीन्स द ऑथर इज टेलिंग अस दैट ये एक बहुत ही शेमफुल हाइडिंग है, राइट. शर्म को छुपाने, मतलब वैनिटी शर्म वाली चीज है, राइट. सो वैनिटी को सिक्योरिटी और पब्लिक ऑर्डर के आड़ में छुपाने के लिए यूज किया जा रहा है. ठीक है. ऑल क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? ठीक है. राइट. ऑल क्लियर, एवरीबॉडी इज क्लियर, राइट. सो फिग लीफ, अंजीर, आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली, पता नहीं. फिग इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ फ्रूट. ठीक है. एज आई वाज टेलिंग यू, राइट. फिग हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं, नॉट रियली श्योर, बट फिग लीफ पुराने ग्रीक स्कल्पचर्स में इट इज यूज्ड टू हाइड द प्राइवेट पार्ट्स ऑफ द स्कल्पचर. ठीक है. तो मतलब शर्म छुपाने के लिए. सो दैट्स व्हाट इट इज यूज्ड टू मीन, राइट. सो अपने प्राइड को छुपाने के लिए पब्लिक ऑर्डर एंड सिक्योरिटी का सहारा लेना. सो दैट इज व्हाई ही कॉल्स इट अ फिग लीफ. ऑल क्लियर आई थिंक? यस. ठीक है. नाउ there are two more slides. Let's quickly go through this and see. Right, this is the next slide. Right. So I think things should be very clear. बहुत कोई फर्क प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए. अभी तक तो you have the author, you are very clear. So the author is criticizing the government, right? Especially notice the use of the word fig leaf, right? मतलब अपने शर्म को छुपाने के लिए. ठीक है. So that is, it's an, so anyway it would be not so it's the author is also critical of the government's use. ठीक है. ठीक है. बट आई होप एवरीबडी अंडरस्टूड फिग लीफ का यूज यहाँ पे कैसे कैसे यूज किया गया. ठीक है. फिग लीफ का रेफरेंस समझ में आ गया. आई होप एवरीबडी इज अंडरस्टूड दिस. आई थिंक राइट. ओके. नाउ it has often been criticized for being vague and overbroad. Overbroad basically means जरूरत से ज्यादा wide. मतलब it can be used for almost every purpose. What is this it here? Sedition law. Sedition वाला जो law है vague है, overbroad. Overbroad मतलब clearly defined नहीं, इसमें बहुत कुछ आ सकता है. ठीक है. So why is it overbroad? Overbroad मतलब too wide that it can be misused. ठीक है. Right. So RT, the author is shameful of government activities. हाँ मतलब in a way like that. So he's saying, शर्म वाली बात है ना, मतलब कि hiding to, it's like hiding something that you are ashamed of. So fig leaf represents hiding something which you want to keep hidden. ठीक है. Right. So criticism है basically. It has often been criticized for being vague. It क्या है यहाँ पे? It is basically nothing else but the sedition law. So it has been criticized for being vague and overbroad. Its use of terms such as bringing government into hatred or contempt. ये बहुत vague है. How do you bring the government into hatred or contempt? It's very vague. Disloyalty and all feelings of enmity. Disloyalty and all feelings of enmity. It's very difficult to define. Continues to help the police to invoke it. Invoke मतलब to apply the law whenever there is strong criticism or critical depiction of अनरेस्पॉन्सिव और इनसेंसिटिव रूलर्स. मतलब जब भी क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं तो पुलिस इस केस को यूज कर पाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दीज वेग एंड ओवरब्रॉड टर्म्स. राइट. सो वेग एंड ओवरब्रॉड टर्म्स के एग्जाम्पल क्या क्या है यहाँ दिया हुआ है. ब्रिंगिंग गवर्नमेंट इनटू हेट्रेड और कॉन्टेम्प्ट, डिसलॉयल्टी एंड ऑल फीलिंग्स ऑफ एनिमिटी. ये बहुत कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़ा हो गया. सो ऑल दीज कैन बी मिसयूज्ड. ठीक है. The explanation that disapproval of government actions or measures with a view to altering them by lawful means will not amount to offense is not enough to restrain the authorities from prosecution. All of you know. So now, if you even want to show disapproval to the government by lawful means, right? It is not enough. The police and the authorities still misuse this law because of the many vague terms which are used here. Okay, all clear? I think so. This slide is more of self, it is descriptive, self-explanatory, nothing very difficult, I think. Right. Everybody is clear. Shall we look at the last slide? This is the last slide. Right. So now he is pointing out the root cause of the problem. Okay. So it's established that sedition law is misused. Okay. And despite repeated definitions, repeated assertions by the judiciary is repeated. So he's telling you the cause now. So why is it misused and how can it be misused? 20 seconds and then we will quickly discuss it. And he also, even in the end, if you notice, the author even points out जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का रूलिंग है वो उससे और ज्यादा भी कर सकते थे. He also points it out. ठीक है. वो भी हम देखेंगे. Let's see. Right. If you remember, it was about the case, right, against a journalist. So he is saying quash तो कर दिया, अच्छी बात है, लेकिन the Supreme Court could have done more. The bench could have done more. There is a suggestion. ठीक है. Right. So Vishnu Gupta is telling us the background, right? So let's see. Right. offense and prosecution both is punishment. Suman Kumar, देखो, offense basically is not a punishment. Offense is a crime, right? When you break a rule, that is an offense, right? And prosecution is the legal process of punishing a person. Okay, right, let's see. I hope everybody is clear. The mischief lies in the latitude. What is latitude? Latitude means freedom, right? Freedom or space or scope given to the police. So मतलब पुलिस को बहुत छूट दिया हुआ है, right, by insecure political leaderships to come down on the government's adversaries. Who are adversaries? Adversaries are opponents, right? So सरकार के जो opponents है, right, to come down मतलब to attack or to take strong actions. So to come down means to attack or to take strong action. So प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे है, प्रॉब्लम यहाँ है कि पुलिस को छूट दे रखी है by the political in leadership, and he says the political leadership is insecure also. It is unfortunate that the bench did not go into the aspect of. So now what is the author saying? He is saying that, you know, bench ने केस को रद्द कर दिया, केस को खारिज मतलब क्वॉश तो कर दिया, लेकिन पॉलिटिकल मोटिवेशन बिहाइंड द पुलिस रजिस्टरिंग द एफआईआर, सो ये तो ट्रीट नहीं किया, राइट? सो ये भी तो प्रॉब्लम था, मतलब एफआईआर लॉन्च करने से पहले द पुलिस डिड नॉट वेरीफाई प्रॉपर्ली. देयर वाज आल्सो अ प्रॉब्लम. सो द ऑथर इज ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट द बेंच शुड हैव आल्सो टेकन केयर ऑफ इट, राइट? Incitement is basically provocation. ठीक है. Now in the last line he summarizes, he ends it on a, you know, on a note of optimism also. The court's verdict brightens the hope. So it brightens, थोड़ा अच्छा तो है, right? And the section's validity will be re-examined. For now it's a blow for free speech and media freedom. Why does he say for now it's a blow for free speech and media freedom? क्वॉश तो हो गया केस, लेकिन एफआईआर तो दर्ज हुआ था ना, सबसे पहले वो होना ही नहीं चाहिए था, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई इट्स अ ब्लो फॉर फ्री स्पीच एंड मीडिया फ्रीडम, राइट? सो द सेक्शंस वैलिडिटी विल बी री-एग्जामिन्ड. दिस इज बेसिकली, यू नो, एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस एंटायर, यू नो, एपिसोड ओनली. ठीक है. सो it's a blow, Sachin. It's a blow here means it's a severe attack, right? It's like hitting against. ठीक है, right? RT, the bench here refers to, ये पूरा, this entire article is about a certain case, the case against Vinod Dua, right, in Himachal Pradesh, and the Supreme Court, a bench of the Supreme Court quashed the case. So he is speaking to that bench of judges. ठीक है. Ingredients मतलब क्या होता है? Ingredient means what you use to make something. For example, आइसक्रीम बनाने की इंग्रेडिएंट्स, मतलब व्हाट डू यू यूज टू मेक आइसक्रीम. ठीक है. सो इंग्रेडिएंट ऑफ इंसाइटमेंट मतलब व्हाट डू यू यूज टू क्रिएट और मेक प्रोवोकेशन. सो दैट इज इंग्रेडिएंट. सो व्हाट डू यू यूज टू मेक समथिंग. ठीक है. ऑल क्लियर? क्वेश्चन, इज इट क्लियर? सो इंग्रेडिएंट मतलब जिसको यूज करके हम किसी और चीज को बनाते हैं. ठीक है. सो द इंग्रेडिएंट्स ऑफ केक फॉर एग्जांपल. ठीक है, राइट? ऑल क्लियर, आई थिंक. So with that we come to the end of the session. I hope all of you understood, all of you all of you learned a lot. So we will continue tomorrow, and as some of you suggested, after some time, if not every day, I will start, you know, using questions also. ठीक है, right? Okay, Kisanu, each and every generation, yes, it would be each and every. The moment you use each and every, it will always have a singular effect. ठीक है, right? Madhuri, verdict basically means, verdict is the decision given by the court, the decision given by the the bench or the court is called the verdict. ठीक है, right? So we will end it here. Aniket, the source of this article, this is from the Hindu. This is yesterday's the Hindu. I took it up because it contained a lot of difficult words. ठीक है, so we will keep on continuing like this. So that's it for today. Thank you everybody. Have a nice day. I'll see you again tomorrow at 10 o'clock.